Hi, this is Tim. Today we're going to talk about how to connect to an Allen Bradley Micro800 PLC using a serial connection. Now, a lot of people are surprised to find out that you can connect serially to one of these. And also a lot of people ask, well, why would you want to? Well, the biggest reason is what if you can't connect over Ethernet? What if your Ethernet ports burn up? Or what if you can't figure out its configuration? This is always a good backup plan to be able to connect serially. Now to do it, I've actually butchered a 1747 CP3 cable, and I have taken out pins 2, 3, and 5. So, and pin 2 is your RX, pin 3 is your TX, and pin 5 is your ground. And right here at the top, you'll see where you connect them. So RX, TX, ground, pin 2, 3, and 5. All right, so I have all three of them connected here. Then we're just going to use a basic USB to serial adapter to get to the USB port of our laptop. And all of this is available for sale at the Automation Store. I'll put links to them in the description. We'll plug in our USB to serial adapter. The first thing you're going to want to know is what is your COM port. So we'll just hit the Start menu and type Device Manager. And then if we go down to Ports, COM, and LPT, you'll see that that came in on COM 6. Now, one thing, if you're not sure whether you have the right cable or not, simply unplug it. So if I unplug this cable, you see it goes away. In fact, the whole folder went away because there were no more of them. I can plug it back in, and there it is again. So we're on COM 6. Now we're going to open the Connected Components Workbench software. And then we're going to just create a new project with this PLC's part number. So I'm going to click New, and we'll just call it Project 4. And then I'll navigate, and this is an 820, and it is a 2080-LC20-20 QWB. And I'm not sure the version of this PLC. So I'm going to select version 12, even though I know it's not a version 12. One, so I can show you something that may happen. So we're just going to select it. We're going to add it to the project. Now we're going to go and configure our serial driver. So if we go to Communications and Configure Driver, that's going to bring up RS-Link's Configure Drivers. And then from this drop-down of available driver types, we're going to select RS-232 DF1 devices. So we'll select it, click Add New, and you can just leave that at the default. And then first our COM port number. Now earlier we found out that we're on COM 6, so you want to select COM 6. And then our device type is going to be a Logix 5550 Compact Logix. Even though this Micro800 isn't one, that's what it shows up as. Now we'll hit the Auto Configure button. And we'll let it go all the way down, and you're seeing it's not connecting because I forgot to plug the power in. But this is a very important step, actually. So if you get to this and it says failed to find the baud rate parity, check all cables and switches, don't try to go online. This means that the PC cannot communicate with the PLC. So in this case, let me plug the power in now. And now that it's booted up, we will try this auto configure button again. And this is what I expected to show you is, again, it's not going to find it. And one thing I get mixed up a lot of times, and I think I did this time, is the RX and TX. I get backwards. So if you're sure you have the ground right, and you have RX and TX connected to the right spots and it's not working, swap the RX and the TX. Now we'll try the auto configure again. And now we have auto configure successful. So if you do not get auto configure successful, just stop because we have to work through this. So the big thing is earlier I told you wrong. The RX is pin 3, the TX is pin 2, and then pin 5 is the ground. So now we can click the OK button, close, and now we'll go to right here, the arrow beside disconnected, and it says click to connect. And we'll navigate to that driver that we just created. So DF1, and there is our 820 PLC. All right, so this is something that I end up running into often, is it says failed to connect to controller because the revision is wrong. So I created this project with version 12 because I really wasn't sure since I just grabbed this PLC, and this is a version 11 PLC. All right, so you have an option here to update firmware and download the current project. But we're trying to connect to this and see what's in it. So always remember that you download to the PLC, you upload from the PLC. So if you hit this button right here, then it's going to wipe out whatever's in this. So we don't want to do that. We're going to click cancel. And we're actually going to go back over here to devices. And we're just going to go ahead and delete this device. And now we're going to add another device. We're actually going to add the exact same device, except for now we know that it is a version 11. So it's a Micro820, the QWB, and right here in the version, we're going to select 11. Select, add to project. Now we're going to go back. We're going to connect again. We'll navigate back to that DF1 where we have the 820. Now you have two options. You can either download the current project, which that is the project that is in your PC, to the PLC, or we can upload the project. And that's what we're going to do here. Because we're not sure what project's in here, we're going to click the upload button. And now you have the option, you can either just upload the project, or you can upload it with logical values. And we should clarify a little bit, this is the values in the PLC. So we're going to upload with logical values. All right, and it says upload has succeeded. So if we click on our program, then now we can see, and we're actually monitoring values over the serial port. So this is a good video to put in your back pocket. Chances are you'll rarely need it, but on those instances where you can't connect to a PLC over Ethernet, this might be a good backup connecting serially. In our next video, we're going to be starting to do our bit instructions with our trainer. In fact, I think we'll go through some wiring exercises and then we'll start the bit instructions. If you don't have one of our trainers, then please consider supporting us on Patreon. It helps them fund the making of these videos. Till next time. Hi, this is Tim.
And this is Amber of TW Controls.
We run the automation store.
Be sure to subscribe for more great videos.
And like this video and comment on what you would like to see next.
Visit our website where we offer a full line of PLCs, simulators, control panels, PLC trainers, and more.